All right, folks, it is June 15th, 2023, and we need to talk about the elite's plan to take over the cryptocurrency space. Now, to get started off here, I am reporting from an undisclosed location deep in the heartland of the United States as we're getting ready for our next Discord meetup. I'm really looking forward to it. But with that being said, the news started off this morning, and I had a 4 hour flight to get to where I'm at here today. And I just had news popping off, and I had a 4 hour flight. I paid for the Wi-Fi, which I would pay $100 for the Wi-Fi, right? That is so convenient, so nice to be able to scroll Twitter and watch my YouTube, watch my Dan Pena while I'm on a long flight. But with that being said, guys, I start off and I'm getting ready to take off here, and literally right as we're taking off, we get the news that the United States was hit by a cyber attack. Now, it says that the US government agencies hit in a global cyber attack, and it was reported right as we were about to take off out of the airport. And I'm just thinking, how is this my luck that we're going to get hit with a cyber attack right as we're taking off? But all was well, smooth sailing, and we have reached our destination, getting ready for the next Discord meetup. But with that being said, guys, I did want to get this update in because so much is breaking, so much is happening. I'm going to try to keep this one quick. The topic of tonight's discussion is going to be the elite's plan to take over the cryptocurrency space, really getting exposed. You guys probably already saw the news that BlackRock has formally applied to launch their Bitcoin ETF, and it's going to be custodied by Coinbase. And so this is all part of a bigger, grand scheme. They called it a conspiracy. Now we've seen that this conspiracy is getting revealed through the Hinman emails and all the great work of the Twitter sleuths and the XRP community. So if that's you, if you're tapped in here, I just want to say God bless you guys. Keep putting up the fight here, and you guys can really do me a big favor by smashing the thumbs up and making sure that you guys share all this content in your Discord groups, in your Telegrams, in your Facebook groups. Send it to friends and family. And let's just try to get our friends and those that we care about most tapped in while we can, because we know the elites are trying to take this over, and they don't want the common man or woman to be able to take advantage of this technology that's definitely going to change every aspect of our lives. But with that being said, guys, so we got this news here from Eleanor Terrett that the House Financial Services Committee Chairman Patrick McHenry has just announced 2 SEC oversight hearings next Thursday on June 22nd. Now, we have a lot of hearings that are taking place in Congress. It's a lot of talk, and we're ready to see some action, right? We're ready to see somebody held accountable. But we have to remember that we have to go through their process. You can't just abolish the whole thing at once. We would love to do that, right? And there's a lot of 3-letter agencies that I think that we could just cut and get rid of. But we got to go through this process, and we got to expose this to the American people and the masses that are asleep at the wheel. You can't just take them 0 to 100. We have to ease them in. And I know for many of us that have been tapped in for years, over a decade ago, I was studying the Federal Reserve and understanding how the dollar was going to lose its reserve currency status. Now to see it happening over a decade later, and you're just trying to get these people caught up to speed, and they're so far gone. Some of them we can't save, but for those that are trying to learn about this, trying to get caught up to speed, this is the process that we're going to have to go through. Patrick McHenry, one of the good guys, and there's a few good guys and gals there in Congress, but enough of the talk. Let's move this thing forward and really press these people. And I mean, we should be having hearings every single week. Every single week. The country's going through a recession. The dollar's losing its reserve currency status. Janet Yellen said that it's going to be a slow decline of the US dollar reserve currency status, as if we should be okay with that, right? The average American is going to get absolutely sacrificed. The middle class and poor are never going to be able to get out of this. And it's all part of their plan. And taking over cryptocurrency, digital assets, all tied in, right? So we're going to get a couple hearings next Thursday. Next Thursday on June 22nd, we get 2 hearings, so that's going to be good to see. Now, I wanted to bring this up. The S&P 500 breaks above 4,400 for the first time since April of last year. Despite every reason to turn lower, this market continues to push higher. This is the most resilient stock market in history. And to that point, too, the crypto market's been resilient as well with Operation Choke Point and everything that we've seen over there. But remember, folks, we've been warning about these bull trap rallies. And so the stock market is officially back in bull market because we're up 20%. We meet the technical definition of a bull market, which is funny. When we meet the technical definition of a bull market, then we identify as a bull market. When we meet the technical definition of a recession, oh, we don't identify as that. No, right? It's a joke. But what it's doing right now is it's trapping a lot of people and thinking that everything's fine. Inflation's coming down. The Fed paused interest rates. It's going to be okay, right? Everybody can relax. But the fact of the matter is that we've seen these bull trap rallies time and time again during prolonged bear market recessions and depressions where folks really get suckered in because you see the rally take place. And now you have to look at that S&P 500. The only reason the S&P 500 is doing all right is because you have about half a dozen stocks, tech companies that are pulling the whole thing, right? If you took out those seven, it's down. It's a recession. It's not good. And a lot of these stocks recently have been pumping off the AI hype, which is just that. It's just hype, right? And so Americans are asleep again as the Fed decides to pause the rates, right? Inflation's coming back down. Everybody relax. Janet Yellen says that it's going to be a slow decline. No need to worry. No need to worry. Go enjoy your summer. Go pick up the burgers. Go pick up the brews. Go flip some burgers on the barbecue and have a good time. Okay, nothing to worry about. Your stocks are going back up. Your 401k is going back up. And I'm going to tell you guys right now. I'm going to show a couple points on silver at the end of this session. Precious metals. We're about to have a summer silver sale, and I'm going to make a separate video on this. But I'm going to talk about it at the end of this session too. A couple points here. But while everyone's asleep, and I think that you're going to see silver. You've seen it suppressed. It's going to continue to be suppressed, just like XRP. And people are really going to miss out on these opportunities to pick up the suppressed assets before they actually flip the switch on this thing. But let's continue on. So Congress to vote on clarity for crypto. A digital asset bill will be voted on in July, which will give clarity to the crypto industry, shared by Barn Crip. Thank you for sharing that, Barn Crip. So it looks like in July, they're going to be voting on a bill. We're going to see what this does if we do get any sort of clarity. Meanwhile, we're waiting for the SEC to file the next action against an exchange, the next company, right? So it's going to be good to see Congress finally getting their act together and potentially passing something. Next, we see that Celsius will be selling all altcoins from all customers except custody and withhold accounts starting July 1st, and we'll be converting them into Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we could see Bitcoin and Ethereum make it through this, right? We already know that Ethereum got the free pass. Bitcoin apparently is not a security either. And so they've given the green light on those ones. And then if we see Celsius and others, and you've seen the AI pump that took place, the meme coin rally that we just got again with Pepe, it's over. The whales are selling off the Pepe. They're dumping that one again. And now here with Celsius, I guess they're going to be selling all altcoins, which I retweeted or I put out a tweet here today while I was on my 4-hour flight and I had more time than I knew what to do with. I put out a tweet and I said that XRP is not an altcoin. And I think that when people understand that, by the time most people understand that, it's going to be too late, right? They think that Bitcoin is the end all be all, that's digital gold. And they think that Ethereum is the base layer infrastructure for this whole thing. And it has been. That's the whole Ponzi scheme that is the cryptocurrency space up until this point. But that's not going to last forever. And you guys are going to see, I got a couple things to share for you guys on XRP. But of course, the big news today was investment giant BlackRock is closing or is close to filing an application. That did end up coming out by the end of today, an application for a Bitcoin ETF, according to a source. So it's confirmed now. You guys can go check it on the SEC website. And this is all part of the elite, the Wall Street, all part of the move to take over the digital asset space, right? God forbid we get something that threatens the US dollar reserve currency status, like a Bitcoin, like an XRP, right? And then for the technology benefiting humanity, that it's going to disrupt the payments world. It's going to disrupt the banking system, and this, at the end of the day, affects their bottom line, affects their pocket, affects them being able to buy another yacht or whatever they're doing with their money, right? And so you're seeing, while they tell us that crypto's a joke, they put Elizabeth Warren out there, they put good guy Gary Gensler out there to protect us, right? On the back end, they shut down everybody else that tries to file an ETF. They shut down and they sue companies like Ripple that are trying to do legitimate things so that their buddies at BlackRock can go ahead and file their ETF. And let's watch how soon that gets passed. But as far as coming into compliance, as far as regulations and things that we want to see, we just saw that Bitstamp, one of the most important ODL exchanges for Ripple XRP, has been officially recognized and registered with the UK FCA. Simultaneously, a parliament bill is in the final stages of becoming law that would make the FCA a prime crypto regulator, a crypto hub, London is primed and ready. And this was shared by Danny Dark on Twitter. Thanks for the share, Danny. So Bitstamp, we saw that Ripple just acquired a significant stake in Bitstamp, and so we highlighted that. We saw that, and we always watch Ripple's moves, right? They've been picking up pieces of the infrastructure along the way, while the elites are trying to pick up some too. You see Ripple trying to make their moves as well, and so you got two competing forces here. You got the good guys over at Ripple, and a few other cryptocurrency companies, a few other guys in the space, right? And then you have the BlackRocks and the Wall Street guys that have used the weaponized regulators to go after their competition, while behind the scenes they're moving to file their ETF, pick up all the exchanges, custody all the assets, take away your ability to stake, take away your ability to do DeFi, and then make sure that you can only go through them to access this technology. Now, with that being said, Robert Kiyosaki, I had one more thing on Ripple XRP. Stuart Alderati put out this tweet. He said, if I remember correctly, the moral of the 19th century opus, Prometheum Unbound, is that it's more heroic to actively support justice for all and suffer the punishment than strike a deal with a corrupt authority for the sake of a personal comfort and gain. So as I put out the video yesterday, Brad Garlinghouse demands justice. If you guys didn't watch that video, you guys can go back. I'll maybe share a link for that video at the end. You guys can click that link to go watch the video that we dropped yesterday titled Brad Garlinghouse Demands Justice. Stuart Alderati highlighting the point too. These guys are not sellouts. These guys care about our country and they want a level playing field. They're real ones. You know, I call we in the Discord group, we call ourselves the real ones, right? The team at Ripple, these lawyers, Stuart Alderati, Brad Garlinghouse. Brad Garlinghouse is a Kansas boy at heart. He comes from small town America. As I'm reporting from the heartland here, that's where Brad Garlinghouse comes from as well, right? And so these guys care, and they're not going to sell out, and they understand that it's more heroic to actively support justice for all and suffer the punishment and pay $200 million versus sell out, bend over to the banksters and the elites. And so it's very commendable. I respect Brad and the team at Ripple at a whole nother level. After he came to Vegas, he shook hands, took pictures, and he said, we're going to win this thing. We're going to have a proper party. He went to Dubai, launched a new headquarters, and that's where he shared that they've spent $200 million of their own money battling the lawsuit. Now, speaking of spending money, it's come out recently, the deposition of David Schwartz was recently just came out. And people are talking about how basically Ripple's been giving incentives to banks and exchanges to use XRP. Now, we've been talking about this, about how this is what we want them to do. This is what we should be praising Ripple for, is getting people with trillions of dollars who settle trillions of dollars on a daily basis, giving them incentives, giving them a good deal, helping them, holding their hand, come into this space and adopt XRP. And so that's what we love to see. And recently, the deposition of David Schwartz came out, and you guys can go see the thread. I'm not going to cover it in this video because I'm not in the studio where I can share the whole thread, because it was a long thread that David shared. And I highly encourage you guys to go check it out, because he explains what was going on. These exchanges would want $1 million to list XRP on their exchange, even though they had their own business reasons for listing XRP. It would benefit them, and they wanted to, these payment providers wanted to use these exchanges to final destination of these sales, or of these payments, I should say. So basically, these payment rails wanted to use some of these exchanges, so Ripple would give them $1 million or give them a bunch of XRP so that they could facilitate that, right? But then the other side of this flips around, and they try to spin this as if Ripple can only get people to use XRP if they give them an incredible incentive, if they give them XRP for free. That's not the case. They were trying to, work a deal with Ripple. They're trying to get Ripple to pay them. And obviously, Ripple was willing to do that because they wanted to see these payment corridors start to utilize XRP on-demand liquidity. And so it makes sense. And we should be happy that David Schwartz and Ripple has $1 million to give to these exchanges to list XRP, to give them to fund the ODL accounts for these payment providers. That's what we want Ripple to be doing, right? On top of the $250 million NFT creator fund, I don't understand how people can criticize Ripple for how they have, incentivized banks, incentivized institutions, how they've held their hands, and they're willing to give $250 million to folks that are creating NFTs on the XRP ledger that, they didn't have to do that. They don't have to do that. They could have, paid their $200 million legal fees. But on top of the $200 million legal fees, they spent $250 million on an NFT creator fund for the XRP community. And they also acquired Metaco for $250 million as well, still sitting on over $1 billion cash. This is what we want from Ripple. So it's all good. Now, with that being said, guys, we got to look at this situation because Robert Kiyosaki says this: more banks are about to fail. Rumor is mortgage giant Loan Depot is on the ropes. Regional banks and mortgage companies are falling. Please be careful. I would not believe anything that President Biden, Fed Chair Jerome Powell, or Secretary Treasury Janet Yellen say. Think for yourself. Absolutely, guys. Like I said, another bull trap rally for the stock market. We're seeing that the Treasury Department's about to drop another $1 trillion worth of bonds onto the market, and there's no buyers. As we've been saying, nobody wants their crap. Nobody wants to take on the debt of the United States government, right? And so they can roll out another $1 trillion worth of Treasury bonds, and all it's going to do is put more pressure on these regional banks. And as far as the Fed, what they did with the interest rates, even just leaving the interest rates where they're at right now has done enough damage and will continue to do a lot more. Don't focus on the CPI lie. That's manipulated data. Go look at real businesses. Go look. I mean, you guys know with your rent, your energy, a lot of the things that they've cut out of the CPI are the things that are going up the most. 10, 20% year over year inflation, while they report 4% inflation now. It's a complete lie and manipulation of the data. On top of that, we see countries around the world continue the de-dollarization process. We just shared yesterday how Kenya is the most recent country to urge their African nations to dump the US dollar. And I made the point that everybody laughs. Oh, it's just Kenya. Oh, it's just Zimbabwe who's launching a gold-backed digital currency. It's not a big deal. No, it is a big deal. And so Egypt is planning to drop the US dollar in bilateral trade with several member states of BRICS. This is the blueprint. The trend has arrived. Now, another point that I don't have right here ready to go with me, but I did remember this. Saudi Arabia is now going to be opening up, or I should say, China is going to be opening up a new regional bank over there. I forget if that's their new developmental bank or what bank it is, but basically you're starting to see they're aligning financially with their currencies, militarily, and even France trying to join BRICS. And we saw today that another 20 countries have tried to join BRICS, right? So everybody laughs when it's these small countries, but together, when you get dozens upon 100 plus countries upon literally nobody else wants to hold our dollar, even our allies are dumping our dollar. China's dumping our treasuries at the fastest pace ever, right? And we got Janet Yellen that says it's just fine. It's just a slow decline in the U.S. reserve currency status. You guys chill. Go enjoy your summer. Have a good time. Now, and then we watch what's happening with the vaults. It's incredible. So Michael Silver Squeeze shared this yesterday. COMEX Silver Vault totals drop 978,000 ounces. So nearly 1 million ounces were pulled from the COMEX yesterday. And then today, 600,000 ounces were pulled from the COMEX. So just within these last 2 days, you have a 1.5 million ounces withdrawn from the COMEX on top of the data that we have from last year, a 230 million ounce deficit on your silver. My good friend Andy Scheckman, he just posted that they're running a new weekly special. I forget what it is. Let me pull it up real quick, actually, before we go. But this is the summer silver sale that I'm talking about. I'm going to make a whole separate video. But folks are going to be asleep at the wheel, enjoying their summer, flipping the burgers. Everything's going to be good. The stocks are going back up while the de-dollarization process continues, while the vaults get drained. I'm not going to share it in this video, but like I said, in the separate video where I'm going to be talking about the summer silver sale that's coming up, there's another mining operation in Mexico that's shutting down. There's another operation in Peru that was having issues. And then we see that China is doubling down on their output, and the amount of production that they're using silver for over there in China is absolutely massive. And so folks are going to be asleep at the wheel, and they're going to miss this opportunity because I expect that silver, even if it has a slight run up, that'd be fantastic, right? But when we're talking about XRP, when we're talking about silver, gold, and all these currencies getting reset, we're not talking about a 50-cent XRP. We're not talking about a $20 per ounce silver. We're not talking about a 2,000 per ounce gold. And folks are really going to miss this, but I wanted to share this with you guys before I end this. So backdated kangaroos, I didn't even know about these, but um, something different. I like to diversify, right, in all of these asset classes. And so that's why I got my 1 ounce coins, I got my 10 ounce bars, and I'm looking to actually add some other things. Maybe I'll add some backdated kangaroos are our weekly special. Contact us for any business inquiries or questions. And so I'll post the email down below. It's info@milesfranklin.com. Make sure that you guys let them know that I sent you for the best treatment, and Andy and his team will make sure that you guys get taken care of. Now, remember, they're having record call volume over there, so it may take a day or so for them to get back in touch and get the deal done for you guys. But they have some of the best prices in the industry for sure, and some of the best care. 33 years in business over there for Andy Scheck and Miles Franklin. So you guys can take advantage of that. It is only $3.99 over spot. So basically, only $4 over spot for your backdated kangaroos. And this is a coin, that could be good for barter down the road, right? You want to have some smaller 1 ounces, maybe even less than that. I don't even know what the backdated kangaroos, what the weight is on those, but I like to keep my options open. And so before I end this session, guys, I want to read off one more tweet that I did drop today for you guys. And if you guys haven't already, please make sure that you smash the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our content. And we got some more stuff coming over the weekend, so make sure you guys stay tuned on that. I got to look this up. I dropped like 20 tweets today while I was on the plane. So this is the breakdown of how we prepare and make sure that everyone's tapped in, guys. So make sure you guys share this content and let your family know this is the program, this is the playbook. And I said today, the program and the model works. It's just a matter of believing in yourself and taking action. So let's get it done, folks. Here it is. Multiple sources of income: food, water, and essentials, cash, precious metals, digital assets, real estate, and then get tapped in with a community. Like I said, I'm here in an undisclosed location here in the heartland of America, getting ready for our next Discord meetup. If you guys are looking to join our Discord community, you just head on over to my website, zachrichter.com. Get tapped in over there with us, and we'd love to have you, okay? I appreciate all of you guys. I'm going to try to keep the updates coming while we're traveling. You guys, I will see you tomorrow, okay? Stay safe out there. God bless you all. We'll see you. Thank you.